Hey, hello everybody. Happy Sunday crafternoon. My name is Dawn Bourget, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from the Ludington, Scottville area in Michigan, which is along the northwest side of Michigan. As you find me in your newsfeed, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from and all that good stuff, because I'm nosy like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. First of all, if you are not part of the newsletter, go ahead and join us by using that QR code right there. Go ahead and point your phone at the QR code with your camera, and it will take you right where you need to go to sign up for that. Also, in case you see anything that you would like to grab up today and shop for, go ahead and feel free to shop my online store. I like to reward my customers when they shop with me. If you go ahead and point to this QR code here, this will take you to my store. And if you point to this QR code here, this will point you into the direction of getting a discount on all of your purchases, which is kind of fun, isn't it? We all love to get a discount. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. We have some fun things today. We play with some florals today. I'm having a little bit of spring fever as we've sprung, we sprung our clocks forward. I always get that mixed up. I don't know why, but I do. Anyway, other places where you can find me online. If you found me on accident, I'm glad that you're here. Go ahead and like my page. You can also find me in Dawn's Creative Chalet community on Facebook and my YouTube channel. You guys, I am so excited. We're up to 980 subscribers. It's crazy. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers that have been joining in the past couple months. That's amazing. I think I'll reach my 1K yet. I keep telling myself I'm going to get there. But no, I truly appreciate you being here and watching and sharing these Facebook Lives on YouTube as well. Obviously, they're replays. But thank you again very, very much. And I hit the $300, yeah, right, 300 videos as of the other day when I made that cute little video clip of my journey with Stampin' Up. That was kind of fun to do because I'm not very techie by any means, but I thought I would give it a try, and it was fun. And obviously, if you've watched it, you're going to see a couple of mishaps, but you know, hey, it is what it is. First try, I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, onward, Dawn. Also, check out my blog, dawnscreativechalet.com. There you're going to find pictures of the projects. You'll be able to grab up the recipe card, which I forgot to print and show you. But after, by the way, when our Facebook Live is over, at the very bottom of the description, you will see a link for a recipe card. And that just basically will give you the list of items that we use today, and then also a list of links that will help you out along the way, at least hopefully, and a picture of the project and all that, all that good stuff. So go ahead and go to my blog. You can shop right from there as well. There's clickable links on all the items that we're using today. Hey, Kristen, hello, and happy Sunday crafternoon. Also, of course, as I've already mentioned, my online store. Okay, onward. Just really quick, some of the events that are coming up here at the chalet if you are local-ish. First of all, we had a card class on Thursday. That was fun. And then I was over at Starbucks on Friday and joined some gals over there. We had a good time. We made some Easter cards. And I just appreciate you guys taking the time to come over to see me over there. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing, but I think it's just really cool that we can sit and chat and catch up. So thank you for that. And I hope it gets easier for even more people to stop by, because now we don't have an excuse. There's no snow on the ground, and hopefully there will not be any more. And spring is springing. So, hey, we need to break out and get out of the house now, especially as Michiganders, right? We tend to hibernate in the winter. Anyway, so coming up this week, this week, Wednesday, I am leaving for Onstage, which is a Stampin' Up event. I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and basically all day Sunday. I'll be heading back home on Sunday. And stay tuned here on my Facebook page because I'll be sharing a whole bunch of really cool things from Onstage with you. The things that I can share anyway. And there's a lot of exciting changes coming up, so I want to share them with you guys. So make sure to check back every day. With that being said, being that I'm going to be sharing so much over there, I decided not to do a Facebook Live this coming a week from today. So yeah, I know, Kristen, yay. So the 15th of March, I will not be on here live, but we will resume back on schedule on the 22nd of March on Sunday with even more fun things to share with you guys. Also, towards the end of the month, I have the product class. So if you're wanting to sign up, I think at this point, I think I had already put down, yeah. And it's getting harder to get these products too, which is making it really hard to extend any RSVP dates. As I'm looking at my inventory status report on our products. So, but into April, we have a lot of openings, some fun things coming up. We have card class on April the 9th, and then we also have a product-based class towards the end of the month on April 30th. That is a moved date, just an FYI there. And then, of course, mark on your calendar, scribble it in for May 16th for my big BOGO event. That's where I sell all of my retired stamps, inks, paper, cardstock, everything that's retired. Also, just a reminder, we have a new bundle of the month video class featuring the extraordinary Flora. Here's just a little teaser here. Some beautiful cards, and this product is found in the annual catalog, but anymore, it's kind of just, everything's online. Like, all of our stuff's online, so, but I compartmentalize, is that a word? It is now. Things like that in my head, and I'm sure you guys are the same way. I think a lot of us paper crafters think the same. You know what I mean? Anyway, you can earn this for free with a $75 minimum order. There are 16 projects with full color photos, all the measurements and instruction, along with a video for each project. And again, for $75 minimum at my online store before shipping and tax. You can go ahead and earn that, and that's sent from me directly. So be patient because it may take me up to one day after you've ordered in order for me to send it to you. This didn't come out so well, but I wanted to print a little something. We have some new kits for March. We actually have 3. One of them I don't really consider a kit, but it's an accessory to the other 2 kits. So I guess we're calling it a kit. And that is these clipboards. There's 3. I think it's 2 larger, 1 small, 5x7 and 4x6. And then there are 2 different kits. One of them has stamping, one of them is no stamping. And there are these beautiful artworks that you can assemble, and they're 3D-ish, kind of. And then you can clip them onto the clipboard and display them as home decor. Kind of fun. I'm hoping to get my stuff. I ordered 2 of the 3, so I'm hoping to get them yet before I leave. I don't know if I'll assemble them, but I'm hoping have them before I do go out to California. Also, just a reminder, today is March 8th, so we have just, oh good, I'm glad my math is mathing and my brain is clicking, because sometimes that is not the case. All right, just a reminder, today again is the 8th, so you have today through the night of the 10th to go ahead if you aren't already receiving Paper Pumpkin or part of our tribe of Paper Pumpkin people. Say that 10 times fast. And you like these cute little hummingbirds, you'll want to make sure that you're signing up for the Fluttering Garden. I had a tickle in my throat there. Fluttering Garden kit. Also, last chance, I believe that these are still available if you are a subscriber and they coordinate with the past 3 months. They are $12, and there's the item number for that. Also, the day that we leave for on stage, we will get a new cheat sheet. So I won't be able to print it off right away, but I'll be able to get little teasers on what the next 3 months of kits will be. So that's kind of exciting. And then also, speaking of March, we have a new product of the month, Notes of Spring. This is a cute 2-step stamping stamp set. I love it. It's so cute. So I'm waiting to get this as well. So I'm hoping I get it before we go. But again, I'm not going to be able to play with it, I don't think, until after I get home. But I love it. And to get your hands on this, you'll need to place a $75 minimum purchase in the online store before shipping and tax. And you can choose between this and the other items that are available. I know I've said this for about a month, but I want to make sure you guys understand you don't want to do what I did. So don't be a Dawn. Make sure when you are placing orders into your cart, you look at the top and you see that little graph that's going across. It lets you know if you've hit that $75 mark, and you can go ahead and add the product, because it is $5 for the product. So you need to physically put it into your cart before you check out. Just saying. Ask me how I know. So I just wanted to make it perfectly clear that you have to add it to your cart. It doesn't just automatically go into your cart, because there are several that are still available to choose from. So this is March, Notes of Spring. And then we have February, which is the Painted Illusions 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And then for January, we have Fabulous Sayings. I had to think about that. Yeah, that was January. This one's still available. December's is gone. As far as I know, I just checked, and it's no longer there. So I hope that those of you who love the True Blue something or another, if you loved it and you were able to get it, that's great. But they do tell us that these are while supplies last. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. The early bird gets the worm, right? Also, just to mention, in January, so every other month in January, we had some new online exclusives pop into the online store. And now we have March. So I'm going to be able to share this stuff with you guys now. So exciting. But anyway, there is a link, I believe, in both my group and on my page as far as being able to look at this PDF. Because I think sometimes it's easier, again, when we compartmentalize. Oh my gosh, say that 10 times fast. And we can just see what's in March, right, for online exclusives. I don't know why. I personally have a hard time navigating the online store sometimes. So this is just an extra reassurance way to let you see what is actually available in all the products, so you don't miss anything. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so March, we have a lot of stuff. Some things I did not get, some things I got. I'm getting to the point now, I'm only getting things that truly resonate with me. Last week, we played with this product, which I absolutely love, and that is the Homemade Sweetness Sweet Collection, and that's with the cute little mason jar and stuff. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to break apart this sweet a little bit, but we're going to play with this Designer Series paper, which is called Delicate Dreams. Let me show you guys that, by the way. Isn't that pretty? And you are looking at a brand new in color in this ensemble of paper. It's so pretty. It's called Hydrangea Hue, and it's this color right here. Isn't it pretty? I absolutely love it. I am so excited to get some new in colors. Even though I'm sad for the in colors that are retiring, I really am excited about the new ones as well. It's always a nice fresh feeling. Just like spring cleaning, it's always nice to get some 5 fresh new in colors. And then also in this suite of product, we have another they're both specialty Designer Series papers, by the way. and you're going to see it's like a, what do I want to say, a bronze in there. It's beautiful. Yeah, bronze. Crumb cake, bronze, and white. This is part of the suite. We're not going to play with this today, but I wanted to show it to you. There's also some gray granite ribbon, the embellishments we're going to use today. And yeah, now we're not going to use the actual stamp set, but we're using the DSP. And just to go through, just again, looking through this, make sure that you click on the link that I have provided, because there is a lot of stuff in here. And I hate for you to miss out on something that you would just love to have. And of course, we have our mini catalog and our annual catalog, which will be retiring the end of April. So stay tuned, new things are coming. And if, by the way, speaking of catalogs, if you guys are wanting a catalog sent to you, make sure that you've placed an order with me in the last 6 months so that I can get that set for you towards the end of March to have it sent to you before May when it becomes active. Okay, so what are we doing today? I showed you the designer series paper, which is really cool. And then these are the embellishments that we're going to use today. These are called natural matte dots. I think they're really cool. And they are flat, which is nice for going through the mail, right? And then also I'm using one of my favorite embossing folders, which is the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And then of course, you know, it couldn't be a card without the stylish shapes dies. And so I've already cut from these ahead of time, but I just wanted to share them with you guys. Again, if you guys don't have these dies, you need to add them to your crafting arsenal. And then also we have Forever Florals. Now this was a January online exclusive release. And what we're going to use are the sentiments today, along with that beautiful new designer series paper. But I also wanted to show you the dies. Now this might look maybe familiar to you. So I actually used this when we took the virtual card retreat where we made 200 cards. No, I'm kidding. We made 15. I thought I would show them to you. I grabbed some, whether it's the dies that we used or some of the stamps. This was actually from another stamp set within that was exclusive to the class. But just to share with you guys, the sentiments are absolutely gorgeous. And they're the perfect size because they're larger, right? So they take up some real estate, which means you don't need to be as foo-foo all over your card if you don't want to. In other words, you don't have to decorate a whole lot. The sentiment takes up some room. These are a little bit of an exception. Like I said, it was a retreat, a card retreat. So it was like a card boot camp, but a fun one. A fun one. It wasn't harsh. It was fun. This one was actually one of my favorites. And you know, the funny thing is I have to laugh because I do not color very well. This designer series paper was black and white. It was something special that came with the retreat, the kit that we received, and it was just black, white. So we had to color it with Stampin' Blends, and I was a little freaked out about it, quite honestly, because I just do not color very well. But I think I did pretty good on that one. And then there is this one here. So you guys get a flavor of the sentiments and the way they've been used on cards that were decorated a little more elaborately. But today we're going to do some very simple cards. But they're really cool layouts that I think that you guys will be able to use often. So I will make sure to give measurements as we go. Sorry, I got to talking and I wandered off for a second. Anyway. Here is card number 1. And make sure I have my cheat sheet nearby so I give the right measurements and all that fun stuff. Get my glue. The thing is, you know what, guys? Look at this. I packed my stuff for make and takes and stuff at on stage, and I Told myself you really shouldn't do that, but I did it anyway. Now I'm grabbing everything out of the bag. But anywho, want to make sure I have my liquid glue. This is our multi-purpose liquid glue. It's all gunked up on the top. I like to put them in those little squeezer, these little things, because of the tip. I know I've explained this many a times, but for those who may be new, because we do have a lot of new subscribers, I buy the bottles on Amazon, and I put our multi-purpose liquid glue in here because the nozzle is half the size of what it is with the original bottle. This way I have better control of my glue. Long story short. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get cracking here. So the card base is Mossy Meadow. It's cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then we have a liner for inside the card, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and glue that in place, just like so. And then I have another piece of basic white, and this again is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to layer, this is our first layer on our card base. And then I cut out 3 pieces of designer series paper here, and grab some measurements for you. The designer series paper, like I said, I've cut 3 of these, is 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we're going to layer them onto crumb cake cardstock. Get this out of the way for a minute. And again, I've cut 3 of these, and they are cut at 1 3/8 by 3 5/8. So just a smidgen more, I say, like one of those little ticks on your measuring tool, right? Oh my gosh, it drives people crazy when I talk like that, but it makes sense. It makes sense in my little mind anyway. So you can pick out whatever floats your boat and the way you want to arrange your pieces of designer series paper. I was kind of going by floral, non-floral, florals, the way my brain worked. Whoops, I'm going to do it this way. Hello, Dawn. Pay attention to what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and glue these little buggers right to the crumb cake cardstock here. There we go. And it's like it was so hard to choose 3 because they are all beautiful pieces of paper. Both sides even. There's not even an ugly side. They're all very cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, hydrangea hue. Isn't that pretty? And you know what the really exciting thing is? Not only do I love that in color, but it's a tradition when you go to a Stampin' Up! Event as a demonstrator that you get a bag, right? So that way you're carrying all your stuff around all weekend in this beautiful new bag. And the bag is in hydrangea hue. Yeah, little things, you know, it's the little things in life. Okay, so what I like to do is kind of give myself a visual and where they're going to go. So I try to go ahead and space these out evenly on the front of my card and make sure that they are right side up as well. That's always a bonus. Okay, then I'm going to take this one. I like to work from the outside in as well. For some reason that helps me visually. Make sure that they're a little more even Steven. There we go. Also, what I tried to do today with the set Forever Florals that I'm using for the sentiments, I wanted to make sure that I was using all of them. So for this one, we're going to use Forever and Always. And I'm also using Early Espresso ink. And I cut out a circle with crumb cake, which is kind of fun. I don't know why, but for some reason, a lot of the time when I'm cutting out paper for my sentiments, I'm always cutting it out in white. I don't know why. I have no idea why. And it was kind of fun to do it in crumb cake. And then, of course, crumb cake and Early Espresso, they just work so well together. Close that up before I get it all over me. And there we go, perfection. Love it when things work out. The other thing that I did on this card, just to bring out some more color, I used the 3 banner punch. This is a handy little thing, and I don't know if it's gonna hang around or retire, but if I find out that this retires, you guys, you need to grab this up. It's just large enough for a lot of different sentiments. And what I did is I punched out, let's see here, this is Night of Navy and Mossy Meadow. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, kind of stagger them a little bit. So we'll put a little bit of glue on here. I think colors today are hard for me. My brain isn't fully functioning. After all, we've lost an hour of sleep, right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on this side of the circle. And we're going to attach these little buggers together. Oops, making sure it's somewhat so that the sentiment is not wonky. Yeah, that's a new technical term in the Stampin' Up! World, wonky. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach this entire thing to my card with dimensionals. All right. And yes, I did not peel that one. Did you guys know that you actually don't have to peel them all off and expose the sticky if you don't want to? That was a new revelation for me, believe it or not. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I've already tied a double bow with my linen thread. I'm really liking double bows lately. They're a lot of fun. And attach it with a mini glue dot. Maybe. There we go. And we're going to stick that little feller right there and then grab my embellishments that I've buried under everything else. We're going to crack these open. I realized I had an open package, but it's already packed for on stage because my teammates and I are going to stamp on Wednesday night. And so I'm going to need them for that. Okay, now I didn't put any on this one, but we're going to on this one because I just think these are so cool. They're fun. And there we go. And there is card number 1. Hope you guys like that one. All right, on to card number 2. And again, I need my little cheat sheet here. Okay. Whoops. For some reason, somehow, things multiply on my table. I don't know. I don't get it. Before I know it, I have like this much room to create. You guys ever experienced that? Okay, so card number 2 has a couple pieces. Not too bad. Whoops, I don't know what that was on there. This is Night of Navy, cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then on the inside, we have a piece of basic white, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're gonna go ahead and, whoops, stick it down before I get glue everywhere. That would be very bad. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. This is 2 by 5.5. And I'm going to go ahead and have it parallel right up against the fold line. So let's go ahead and get some glue on this bugger. And something I like to do to help myself line things up is to actually look at my project as a landscape in front of me. I don't know why, it seems to help. Oh, I still got glue on me, dang it. Okay, and then I have a strip here. This is also Designer Series paper. This is kind of like a, I don't want to really say sponge, but it's really cool. It's Mossy Meadow, and this is cut at 1/4 inch by 5.5. And I'm just going to go ahead and overlap it just slightly over our other piece of Designer Series paper. Uh-oh, you know what I did, you guys? I'm going to have to cut this down. What I did do on this card, I'm just going to tell you. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm going to even try to peel this off. In fact, you know what? Maybe we'll just do it different. We'll do it different. So this piece, by the way, is, and I do have the wrong measurement. It is 3 by 4. Yeah, 3 by 4. So what I had done, I'm just going to tell you, on this card, we're going to do our other card a little different. But what I did on this card is I didn't put glue along here before I attached the Mossy Meadow piece. I just put glue along the 2 short sides and 1 long side. And then I went ahead, I put glue on this piece and slid it underneath this linen pattern piece. And then I went ahead and attached the Mossy Meadow. Now it's all coming back to me. This is what happens when you create a week ahead. So what I did is I just slid this underneath just slightly. We're going to do things a little bit different. See how this goes. You can vote and tell me which one you like better. So since I completely glued the gap that I would have slid this underneath, we're going to put it on top. We're making a whole new creation. And then there's another piece of the Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty? And this is cut at, let's see here, 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. Sorry about that. I'm trying to read my own writing. That's scary in itself. So 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. We're going to layer it on top. Crossing over here. And then I cut 2 of these because this way at least I have a spare in case I make a mistake. Who makes mistakes, right? Anyway, this is one of the dies from Forever Florals, and I'm going to use Night of Navy ink. And then I also want You're on My Mind. So I need to clean this guy off. By the way, right now, my blocks are as clean as they've been in a long time, because these are the blocks I'm packing for on stage. And I realized they were full of gunk. They were awful. So I took some Goo Gone, cleaned them right up. But at this point, I'm going to get them full of glue once again. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. You're on my mind. There we go. And make sure I put that back where it belongs. We're going to go ahead and attach this with some dimensionals. Whoops. It's sticking right to me. It doesn't want to let go. All right. Peel those off. And we'll put that right about here. That looks good. And then there is a die that matches with a pattern in the paper that will cut these out. And so I cut a bunch of them out, and I wanted to use them on almost all the cards. I didn't use one on the first card, did I? But I wanted to use them on the rest. So what I'm going to do, since we already have popped this up with dimensionals, I want to use a dimensional on this, but I don't want it non-flush. You don't want it wonky. There we go. That's Dawn terminology. You don't want it wonky. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional, but towards the area that's not going to overlap onto the white piece that is already popped up with a dimensional. I'm going to put a little glue right here because it's going to attach somewhat to this white piece as the sentiment, and layer it down like so. And for some reason I thought I had a bow made, and I don't. So we'll skip that for now, but I do have the embellishments, so we'll add those. Let's see here. And again, I didn't put any on there. I wasn't actually going to open, truth be told, this. Oh, let's go ahead and use crumb cake. This package, but I thought, you know what? Why not? I'm going to use them anyway. It's like, just open the silly things, Dawn. Okay, there we go. All right. And that is card number 2. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, happy accident? I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess either or. Anyway, I'll add the bow later on that. Let's go to card number 3. All right, here is card 3. Isn't this paper like, oh, it is perfection. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we have our card base, which is crumb cake. And that is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we have our piece of basic white as a liner in our card. And once again, 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and get this right out of the way. Attach it inside the card. There we are. And now let's go ahead and work on the rest here. So, let's see. Do I have my... Aha! I'll say, where did my measurements go? They're hiding on me. Okay. So, Mossy Meadow is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. We're going to put this one down first. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm going to put it over towards, I'm not going to center it. It's going to go just slightly over to the left side. Just like that. And we have this beautiful piece of designer paper. There's the back. There's that Mossy Meadow. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's gorgeous. Okay, this is cut at 2 by 5 1/4. 2 by 5 1/4. We're going to layer this right on top, and again, leaning towards the left side and centering it. And then I have 3 strips of Night of Navy. These are, you know what? This isn't Night of Navy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've been calling it Night of Navy. It's not Night of Navy, it's Secret Sea. How could I mess up like that? Oh no. Anyway, Secret Sea. I have 3 pieces cut at 3 3/4 by 1/2. So we're going to go ahead and, again, going to give myself a little bit of a visual here before we stick it down like that. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yep, I'm talking to myself. You guys do that. Admit it. Come on. All right, there we go. And then that is going to go ahead and give me the pathway for our other 2 pieces and try to get them straight on the card. There we go. All right, looks good. I did find my bow for this card. Again, it's a double bow with the linen thread. I've cut 2 of these in case I make an error. I'm going to grab my stamp here, which is, let's see, Thinking of You. Feels like I got something goobery on it. Do you love them? Thanks, Kristen. That's a huge compliment because you, my friend, are very, very crafty. So coming from you, that's huge. Thank you. You're awesome. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Thinking of You. Again, this is Early Espresso on crumb cake. These 2 are like perfect matches. Love them. And it came out perfect. I'm so excited. Okay, there we go. Yay. I'm going to clean it so I don't get my sleeve in it because, yeah, Lord knows. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attach this with some dimensionals. I really do like the layouts. What I did this time, quite honestly, is I'm starting to lean towards card sketches more often. I've been having some creative brain blocks, and card sketches can really be helpful with that. You know, when you're picking out, I picked out a DSP, the colors I wanted to play with, I was drawing from the DSP, and which is, by the way, designer series paper. I use that acronym, and I forget sometimes we may have somebody new who's like, what is DSP? But anyway, I love to draw from the colors of that because Stampin' Up! Always finds these unusual color combinations to mix together that I normally may not, but yet they're gorgeous together. They're absolutely gorgeous. Let's see here. I'm going to put this one down here. Okay, maybe I did this right. So again, these are from the designer series paper. You can either fussy cut them, or there is a die in that bundle suite collection that will cut these out perfectly, which is awesome because you know what that means? It means that you don't have to color. I know, right? Like, I love this designer paper. And the funny thing is, this, oh shoot, I put this on the wrong side. This was really not so much on my radar, but I was like, I really need to get a suite of product. Actually, both this one and the Filled with Sweetness, I believe it's called, were kind of like, maybe. And then they just happened to jump in my cart, gosh darn it. And I was so happy that I did go ahead and order both because they are both a lot of fun. There's one for like soccer themed. So if you're a soccer mom, that would be right up your alley. I'm really not into sports, so I did not grab that one. Although it was so cute, but I was like, what am I going to do with it? Okay, there we go. I'll put a blue dot on the back, and we're going to put this, I think, right about here. All right, so that is card number 3. Pretty easy, right? Okay, we have one more. This is going really fast, you guys. Whoops. It's jumping right out of my hand. Okay, last card. I'll get all my goodies out, give you guys some measurements. So I'm using Basic White Thick for my card base. This is cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I did not cut a liner out for this one, but you absolutely could. I think it would look even more polished. Is that proper English? Just polished. I don't know. Anyway, and then I cut out a piece of crumb cake, which is 5 1/4 by 4. I ran it through with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? Like, I love it because it's just that little bit of texture that adds so much to your card front. We're going to go ahead and glue this down to the card front. And again, I've cut some designer series paper. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. It makes me happy. So, give you guys some measurements here. Where did my, there it is. Huh, it's attached. See, I always have a cheat sheet, but, oh, thank you. Thanks. I'm looking forward to using these same exact layouts, but changing the color with hydrangea hue. That's going to be like top notch, right? I'm so excited. So the floral piece of designer series paper is cut at 3 by 3. The Mossy Meadow, which is this piece right here, is cut at 1 by 4 1/4. So 3 by 3, 1 1/4. We're going to go ahead and attach these with multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to put it over towards the left side of the card. And then this piece, which is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. Look at that. It's so hard to put glue on it. Oh no. And I'm going to overlap it just a little bit onto that piece of designer series paper. And this is also, by the way, I don't know why, when I was getting ready for this, I already stamped it. I must have been just like going to town and in La La Land. But this is stamped in Secret Sea, and this is gray granite, I believe is the gray that's in the designer series paper. This is the back side of it, which is also very pretty. But I really wanted to stamp on designer series paper, which I don't do often. Again, it's just something I don't think about. And why not? I mean, that's absolutely gorgeous. So since we've already stamped that, one last step we have to do, we're going to go ahead and attach it, excuse me, with dimensionals. And I'm gonna line this little humpy thing. That's technical terminology, isn't it? Right in the middle of the mossy meadow piece. Oh my goodness sakes. Some days. And then again, this was cut from the designer series paper, so it's already perfectly colored for me, so I don't have to do a darn thing other than attach it to the card with a dimensional. Oh dear. Okay. And I'm going to put it right about, whoops, it helps if you guys can see what I'm doing, huh? Right about here. And again, I've already tied a bow, a double bow with linen thread. I love linen thread. It's like, it goes with absolutely everything. I think that's why I love it, along with the fact that there's not as much bulk. So when you put your card in the mail, you don't have to worry about getting hollered at from the post office saying, hey, you didn't put enough postage on it. Okay, so it was that simple. So let's bring back, excuse me, all 4 cards here. See if you guys can see everything. And that one, and this one. All right, all 4 layouts for you guys. Hey, I want to thank you so much for being here today. Once again, if you see some new products that you want to get your hands on, they're available now. So you can go ahead and find them. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm like losing my voice today. This is not good. I haven't even gone on vacation yet, and I'm already losing my voice. So anyway, if you see anything that you'd like to grab up, this is again the QR code to my online store. This QR code right here is how you can get all of the products that you're wanting at a discount. So if you have any other questions, just reach out to me. But thanks again for popping by today. I appreciate you. Just one last reminder, Sunday, next Sunday, the 15th, I will not be live. I don't have anything planned other than to post a lot of fun things from on stage. So I will be returning late on the 15th. So our next Sunday crafternoon will be at 1 p.m. on Sunday, March the 22nd. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Have a great week. And again, keep checking back all week as I post some really fun new things, new products, new stuff. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.